Today we talk being the underdog, facing adversity when nobody else believes in ya. Let's get into it.
One, two, my God, it's the Kickout Show!
Hello everyone, this is WWA Wrestling with Adversity and this is the Kickout Show. And today we're talking about Daniel Bryan, the ultimate underdog. The guy who faced loads of adversity and people trying to drag him back, put him down and stop him from getting to the top. But he got there anyway. So I've got a timeline in front of us, some great moments. The stuff with Kane, rising all the way to the top, getting the titles and lots of adversity in between. Like getting bro kicked within the first few seconds and losing the title. So let's get into it. So he joined in 2010 and I remember him getting paired with The Miz. That was his pro, putting into NXT. And I remember him slapping him as well. But yeah, he came up with the Nexus. And it wasn't long after that, he put a tie around Justin Roberts' neck. And it was too graphic for PG audiences. And he got sacked in the June. And then in August, they brought him back anyway. And then he faced the Nexus. So already a real adversity in life there, thinking, wow, I had this great opportunity at the big time and I made one mistake and I'm out the door. But thank God he got back in. He goes on to win the US title when he faced So he goes on to win the US Championship at Night of Champions, defeating The Miz and others. He held it for 176 days. Wow, he feuded with The Miz and Ted DiBiase Jr., another guy who had all the talent in the world, but left in the end. I'm not sure what happened, but I think he got into some trouble outside the ring and maybe came up against that adversity and went a different path. But so DB went on to win Money in the Bank. What a great moment. I remember watching that with my son back in 2011. Wow, time flies. He cashed in on the big show at TLC to become World Heavyweight Champion and win his first world title. I remember, I have to be honest, back then watching and thinking, I didn't really think he was World Championship material. I know a lot of people will argue with that. Maybe some people would agree. But he just didn't look like World Championship material, and that's just me being biased because of what I was used to. And it was kind of the general consensus. I think a lot of people in WWE would have thought that. A lot of fans thought it, and they used that later on. We'll get to that near the end about how he's looked upon and how he was the underdog and how that worked in his favour. So he cashed in. He went to WrestleMania 27 and lost the title in 18 seconds to Sheamus. I remember watching that and thinking, oh my God, they've absolutely squashed him. That's going to be the end of him now. I couldn't see a way back for DB after that. I couldn't. And that caused the crowd chants of yes and no, and he become a cult favourite, with AJ Lee. And then he went on to form Team Hell No. So Team Hell No, DB and Kane, such an unlikely duo. Don't you love those kind of tag teams where you know it's not going to work or it shouldn't work on paper? This big monster and the technical small guy, the underdog. But their chemistry was amazing. I don't think it's talked about enough these days how good Team Hell No was. I remember them sitting in therapy, sitting in group therapy, the jokes, the shouting at each other, the no chance. He'd be shouting it in people's faces as he was coming out on his way to the ring, and it just got over. It was over so quick because I think it's so easy for the fans to pick up the yes and the no chance. They can use it to show their disapproval or approval of something going on in the ring. You can say it to get behind somebody. You can whack it on a t-shirt, and it was just so simplistic. And it's not always the crazy overthinking ideas that get somewhere or gain traction. It can be so simple, and what gets more simple than yes and no? He formed Team Hell No with Kane under anger management, therapy segments. It was brilliant. It was comedy gold. Wins the tag team championship and feuds with the Shield and others. Let's not even get into the Shield. I could do a whole show on the Shield, one of my favourite factions of all time. And they formed the I Am the Tag Team Champions era. So the Yes Movement era started 2013. He splits with Kane, feuds with Randy Orton, and fans rally behind him as the underdog face, which is the real beginning of him being taken seriously as a singles guy. Because like I said before that, with the short hair and the stature and the music, I just didn't think you could really get him over. I know he's a technical wrestler, so he's not a powerhouse, but he wasn't so much of a high flyer either. Like Shawn Michaels talks about not being taken seriously because he's a small guy. You know, he's 6 foot tall, but in comparison to like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, The Undertaker. But he had that high flying ability, he had the charisma, he had everything. Whereas DB, I couldn't see where he fit into all that. But he did, and he beat John Cena clean to win the WWE Championship, and that was refereed by Triple H. Great match. But Triple H betrayed him. The Authority storyline begins, and Randy Orton cashes in Money in the Bank immediately. And that Authority, not only was it that he's the underdog, not only is it that he's small, that he's considered not strong or dangerous or a monster like the other guys. Now we're going to team up on him. Not just Triple H, the Authority. Like the whole WWE is against you, DB. Do you know what I mean? And it created such a great dynamic of, it's not one person against him, 2 people, 3 people. It's a company, a juggernaut like WWE against one man. Fantastic. He had an ongoing feud with the Authority, Triple H, Stephanie and Orton. Fans hijack Royal Rumble demanding Bryan. He's not even entered, and so begins the Yes Movement. Fucking brilliant. The yes, yes, yes. Convincing everybody. They knew what they were going to do. I think back, that was all a work. They knew where they were going with DB. They knew he was coming to the top. Then the long hair started and the beard and all that kind of stuff. It was brilliant. He occupies Raw with fans in the ring, forcing Triple H into a WrestleMania match. I'm sure everyone that watched wrestling can remember that night. Just, you couldn't see, there was no spare floor. Just everybody screaming, chanting, yes, yes, yes. And DB on the top ropes. Brilliant moment. WrestleMania 30, 2014. Wow, is it that long ago already? Defeats Triple H to open the show, then beats Randy Orton and Batista in the main event to become undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Wow, the confetti, the whole moment. Nothing slaps like an underdog story, does it? Look at Rocky. Look at the Karate Kid. You know, these, I'm not supposed to win. I've got so much against me. I've got hardly anything going for me apart from my fucking heart. You know, and how true is that to life? And that's why these stories resonate with us, because that's what it's like. We all feel like underdogs. We all feel like either we didn't have money, or we only had one parent or no parents. We've constantly suffered loss, addiction, mental health struggles, and all that piles up on us. So when we see somebody else rising from the ashes and going, fuck that, and fighting for what they really want and pushing through and getting shat on left, right and centre, but still going anyway. Courage, determination, will to succeed. That's why we resonate with those stories so much. And that's why the legacies of the Karate Kid and Rocky still echo through to today. We've just had a new Karate Kid movie, Karate Kid series, Cobra Kai. We've still got the Rocky franchise going with Creed. We love an underdog story. We have to see that underdog rise to the top and get their reward in the end. And it's so true to life, and that's why we resonate with it. He was forced to vacate the title due to severe neck injury in June 2014. Oh, what a heartbreaker. The last time that happened, I remember it was with Edge. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a wind-up. Couldn't believe it. After all of that, and now you're going to take the title and you've got to walk away. for your health, and I know it's the right thing to do, but in the wrestling world you just think, we've missed something brilliant there. He returns at Royal Rumble, eliminated early, fans revolt again. 2015 wins IC Championship at WrestleMania 31 in a multi-man ladder match, adds to his Grand Slam credentials. I tell you, I never thought that would happen for DB. Never. And I have to hold my hands up and say I was wrong, because he did not look like that guy when he first started. I know a lot of people can change and all that kind of stuff, but you can see sometimes greatness in people. You can see it early, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, John Cena. You can see they've got something, but I couldn't see it with DB. Maybe that's me being blind, or maybe he wasn't showing it back then. But to become a Grand Slam champion as well, fantastic. Retains IC title due to concussion. 2016 then officially announced his retirement on Raw, breaking down in tears, one of WWE's most emotional moments. And you could just feel it through the telly. They dedicate their lives to this sport, to this entertainment. And putting your body through that, and knowing that one day you could get up and just not be able to walk. Or you're playing with your kids in constant misery and pain, having to take drugs for the rest of your life just to get through a day pain-free. They're willing to do that because of the love for the sport and for the fans. And then it's all taken away. It's gone in an instant. Incredibly difficult. The return and his heel turn. Cleared by WWE doctors after 2 years of advocacy and alternative therapy. I remember he was still involved. Was he general manager, or he was working with Shane McMahon at the time, or against him? I can't remember, but it was great to see him still on the TV. And I think that's something I noticed now with him on AEW. He's way better on the mic than I thought he was. He's got way more charisma than I thought he did. And that really came to the fore in that period where he was still on TV as a retired wrestler. So WrestleMania 34 returns to in-ring action. Teams with Shane McMahon to defeat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Turns heel and adopts Planet's champion persona. I was not a fan. I don't know about you, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't like the title. I know it's supposed to be annoying. I know the point of a heel is to get on your nerves, get on your tits. But for me, I just didn't like it. I thought DB had just won my heart. And it was like he was trying to break it. And I just wasn't convinced. I'm like, no, sorry, you're DB. You're Daniel Bryan. You're the underdog. And I don't give a shit if you think you're a vegan, you love the woods, you're saving the planet, all this kind of stuff. Although he does. I'm not saying there's anything against that. I'm saying you're just not pissing me off with it. It wasn't getting over with me. I don't know how other people felt, but the Planet's champion, he won the WWE Championship from AJ Styles on SmackDown Live and redesigned the bout using hemp and wood. I suppose it will go down as one of those bouts that you'll remember. And I would buy it. I'd have it on the wall as something to remember. But at the time, I just thought, nah, you're trying too hard to annoy me. And you're not. WrestleMania 35 in 2019 loses WWE title to Kofi Kingston in a critically acclaimed match. Kofi Mania. Nearly choked on my own spit then. I'll get into that another time, Kofi Mania. Another fantastic underdog story where the crowd get behind you and that momentum just gets going. Ended a bit shitly, which I know I wasn't happy about, and I know a lot of other people are, with Brock Lesnar squashing him, which I think is fucking stupid. But it is what it is. Turns face again, feuds with The Fiend, Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, and final major program challenges Reigns for the Universal title. I'm sure Edge was involved in there somewhere as well. Wasn't that his last match? Or was it Edge's last match? And Roman promised to stack him and pin him. Yeah. 2021, he goes to AEW. Loses career versus title match. Yeah, there it is. The career versus title match against Roman Reigns on SmackDown. The storyline banishment from WWE. So he lost the match and had to leave. September 2021 debuts for AEW under his real name, Bryan Danielson. And I still call him DB. I can't help it. Once it's set, it's set. I still call Moxley, Dean Ambrose. It's just in my head. I can't get rid of it. So yeah, and then he's gone on in AEW to win the titles, face some great wrestlers in his recent retirement. I mean, I know he's going part-time, but in his recent retirement run, he had some fantastic matches. Busaiku kneeing people left, right and centre, the stomps to the face, the brutal beatdown by Dean Moxley, and after he'd left the Blackpool Combat Club, which I thought should have went somewhere, but it didn't really. But the carrier bag over the face, I know people don't like it, but I like that kind of shit. I know people say, this doesn't belong in wrestling. It belongs somewhere, and I like it. So stop crying. If you don't like it, don't watch. Simple as that, isn't it? Yeah, so let's have a look at his championship and title summary. WWE Championship 4 times. World Heavyweight Championship once. IC once. United States once. WWE Tag Team once. Money in the Bank once. Slammy Awards multiple. Yeah, so what a legacy. The ultimate underdog. The rising up. The being dragged back. The wrong gimmicks. The wrong storylines. Getting sacked. But still keeping going, having a whole company, a juggernaut against you, and still fighting through, getting the yes movement, rising to the top, and being the champion. What a great metaphor for life. So if you feel like that, if you feel like you're being dragged back, if you feel like your circumstances are shit, if you feel like everything's against you, that my past, my future, the area I live, the people that I know, you can change that. It's all changeable. You can choose your next step. That's what's so important, and that's what gives you empowerment. You can choose. So choose to join the locker room. It's my group on Skool, SKOOL for those who don't know it. There's an app. You join my group. We do games. We're going to be doing competitions all around wrestling, but I also do one-to-one coaching. I'm a transformational coach. I'm training to be a counsellor, and I'm also then going to be moving into getting my doctorate and becoming a doctor of psychology. It's my life, it's my passion, and I want to help you. So if you're watching this video, jump into the group and let me help you, let me support you. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's not about hitting the mat, it's all about the kick out. Thanks for watching.